Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world, online at Z107.7FM.com. This is your Z107.7 Local News for Wednesday, June 26th, 2024. At last night's Yucca Valley Planning Commission, they reviewed commercial design guidelines for outdoor sidewalk displays. Reporter Adeline J. Wells was there and joins us with this report.
Town staff presented the Yucca Valley Planning Commission with sample guidelines for sidewalk and outdoor displays commonly found at secondhand stores throughout town. This is the fourth time the Commission has considered potential regulations for such displays, which were previously discussed at a meeting in November and at two in May. Town staff drafted commercial design guidelines based on feedback from those meetings, which included a maximum size of 5 by 6 feet for displays, that they should be ADA accessible and only remain outside during business hours. The issue was raised that many gas stations and grocery stores have outdoor displays for convenience items, such as propane, water, or firewood, which would then be subject to the new rules. The fact that these displays are permanent, rather than removable each night, was highlighted as a potential difference for regulation. This discussion is one of several aimed to improve the appearance of Highway 62. Public Works Director Alex Kishta presented the Planning Commission with the Capital Improvement Program. This 5-year plan encompasses infrastructure developments to the town's streets and highways, Parks and Recreation Department, and public facilities that are made possible due to various county, state, and federal funds. One notable update was that the Aquatics and Recreation Center contractors expect to be ready to begin construction earlier than the original September start date. The Commission moved to adopt the program for fiscal years 2024-2025 through 2029-2030. Lastly, the Planning Commission received the Land Development Update. Town staff anticipates that the new Domino's Pizza and Jersey Mike's developers will pick up their permits today to begin construction. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
The town of Yucca Valley is also inviting the community to participate in a meeting tonight where they hope to gather public input on the proposed Yucca Valley Sports Complex Master Plan, planned for Brem Park, Tri-Valley Little League, and the Yucca Valley Aquatics and Recreation Center areas. According to a press release from the town, the current master plan features a sports plaza, space for Little League activities, picnic areas, designated drop-off points, additional parking, shaded sections, murals, exercise facilities, seating, shade sails, and walkways. If that sounds good to you, residents are encouraged to attend and share your thoughts on the proposed developments. The meeting is at 6 p.m. tonight at the Yucca Valley Community Center, and if you can't make it to the meeting in person, you can always attend online. We'll have that link on our website, Z107.7FM.com. The 29 Palms City Council met last night for their regularly scheduled meeting. Mayor Bilderan was out and Mayor Pro Tem Joe Klink led. The town received and approved the 4.26% Burtec CPI rate increase for residential service, along with approving the organic waste hauling and processing rates. When it came to those green buckets, Mayor Pro Tem Joe Klink mentioned that the default size that was distributed was pretty small for some property owners. A Burtec rep at the meeting says there are 32, 64, and 96-gallon sizes for the green waste bin. However, during public comment, a resident said they contacted Burtec yesterday morning to request a larger size organic waste container, and she says she was informed that the larger size isn't available in 29 Palms yet, leaving the question open to the Burtec rep, who said he'll follow up on the issue. Town Manager Stone James discussed a federal grant brought to his attention by Councilmember Mintz. The Active Transportation Infrastructure Investment Program can provide up to $15 million for a project that promotes, quote, active transportation. That means walking, running, biking, and other non-car pedestrian travel. Town Manager James identified a public project that has already had its design approved, a walkway from Highway 62 all the way out to Baghdad, 7 miles of pedestrian pathways which aims to be a safe and walkable way to get from one side of the city to the other. The $15 million in federal grant dollars would only be available if the town ponies up 20% of that, which comes to $3 million. However, if the town can show that 40% of its citizens can be classified as disadvantaged, the federal government will waive the 20% requirement from the town, providing the full $15 million. Council members discussed the possibility of pursuing the grant, as well as ways town staff can approach getting the funding if the town doesn't meet that disadvantaged community threshold. The town also agreed to purchase a second code enforcement vehicle for their 2-person team, which currently only had 1 vehicle. You can find more details on last night's meeting, including a donation that should help the current animal shelter provide more space for animals until the new shelter can be built. That's going to be at Z107.7FM.com. Tonight, the 29 Palms Public Arts Advisory Committee, or PAAC, will meet to discuss various creative challenges and goals facing the city. Reporter Heather Clisby joins us with more.
The 29 Palms Public Arts Advisory Committee will gather this evening, June 26th, and review several issues relating to local art. First up, the PAAC will review the Creative Core Grant Budget Report before launching into a wider look at the PAAC's plans for hiring, ongoing expenses, and the overall budget. Resident and local business owner Terrence Latimer will then present The Four Pillars of 29 Palms Public Arts Project, a public arts installation recommendation by Black Cactus Co-working. Next, Audrey Philpott will present a grant application to the Levitt Foundation for funding upgrades to the outdoor stage and surroundings at Freedom Plaza. The remainder of the meeting will feature updates from the following committees: Workshop 29, Strategic Planning, Exhibitions, Existing and Future Public Art, Public Relations, and the PAAC Arts Advocate of the Year Committee. The meeting begins at 5 p.m. and takes place at City Hall, 6136 Adobe Road in 29 Palms. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Heather Clisby.
If you plan on attending Copper Mountain College in the 2024-2025 school year, there's an important scholarship deadline coming up in 4 days. CMC has over 25 scholarships available for upcoming students, and a single application is all it takes to be able to individually apply to them. The list of scholarships covers academic disciplines of all types, from general studies to focused scholarships for business, social sciences, healthcare, education, and STEM. CMC has put together a really nice single page on their website with all their scholarships and a link to the application, along with information and best practices for applying. The deadline for this single application and the scholarships you can use it on is this Sunday, June 30th. If you haven't applied yet, don't sleep on it until the weekend. You'll need to gather some professional reference letters to apply, and the date is approaching quickly. You can visit cmccd.edu/admissions/scholarships to get the info and apply. We'll also have that link at this story on our website, Z107.7fm.com. The CMC Foundation also installed their board of directors and officers for 2024-2025 earlier this week, including President Renee Anderson, Vice President Brandon Burdett, Secretary Christy Mitchell, and Treasurer Christina Sudam. Renewing board members Karen Coghill and Kevin Cosgriff joined new board members Diane Durden and Graciela DiGiovanna. Continuing service on the foundation board is Ron Sears and John Zachariah. Representing Copper Mountain Community College District on the foundation board is Jim Breakbill, Dr. Gerald Garber, Victoria Moore, Ariana Munez, Dr. Darren Otten, and Meredith Plummer. The Independent Foundation Board is tasked with oversight of the fundraising arm of Copper Mountain College, allocating resources to support students, programs, and the facilities at the college. According to the CMC press release, the CMC Foundation provided nearly $345,000 in scholarships to local college students, as well as support for the basics like food, transportation, books, and school supplies. The CMC Foundation also manages the college's Alumni Association and Athletic Booster Club. To learn more about the foundation, you can visit cmccd.edu/foundation. And that's your local news for Wednesday. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting out of Joshua Tree, California, alongside the award-winning Z107.7 News Team, I'm Robert Hayden.